I'm
First
gay.
guest is the man who made a.
This is the most. This has got to be the most annoying room in the world. The most annoying room in the world. My two least favorite people, Bill Maher and Elon Musk. Okay, they're doing an interview, so we're gonna rage at this a little bit, and we're gonna see if we can get through this because it's hard to just get through Bill Maher, but we gotta suffer through both of them this time. But after this, we're gonna watch the Vice documentary about MAGA rappers, which is I watched the very beginning of it, like the first 5 minutes, and it's fucking hilarious. Okay, I love it, love it. Okay, here we go.
Electric cars a thing, and is currently working on perfecting.
Wait, did he just say that he invented electric
First
cars?
guest is the man who made electric cars a thing.
He had he had nothing to do with the fact that electric cars are a thing. He just bought that company. That's so fucking stupid.
And is currently working on perfecting reusable rockets, space travel, connecting the human brain directly to computers, connecting cities with electromagnetic bullet trains, the Starlink satellite system that's so important to the war in Ukraine. And then on Tuesday, it's going to work on.
That's so fucking stupid. As a side note about the Starlink stuff, he donated a bunch of Starlinks to Ukraine when the war first started. Then they became dependent on that system, which was great because they had it, right? Then he told them that he was going to take them all away from them because he didn't want to pay for it anymore, and then kind of forced the hand of the U.S. government to pay for those Starlinks that he donated to them because Ukraine was completely dependent on them by that point. So I don't really think that we should be giving him pats on the back for that shit.
On that tunnel thing on traffic. He also tweets a lot. Elon Musk, ladies and gentlemen. Look at you.
Wow. Elon Musk, the poster child of gender affirming care. If you guys didn't know, Elon Musk is a recipient of gender affirming care. If you didn't know. If you didn't know.
What, did I get the full order of things that you do in a day there? When I was reading there, I left out the tunnel thing at the end. Do you work on all these
a
things?
lot of jobs.
Do you do all these things every day? Do you work on all of them in a single day?
No.
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 But I do have, I do have a long work day. Yeah. So I work a lot.
Well, I'm so thrilled you're here because, you know, we do a show where we talk about what changes happen in the world, but we just talk. There's a very few
Yeah,
people
the tunnels
who
are
actually
ass.
make change happen. You are one of those people, probably.
God, he's such a glazer, dude. Bill Maher is such a glazer. He's like, you make change happen in the world.
You know,
I just want to say I love this audience.
well, well, you're a likable guy. I mean,
thanks.
I mean,
you know.
Is he?
they attack you a lot.
They do.
Yeah. and you seem to laugh it off, which I think is fantastic. I love it that you have a sense of humor, because a guy as important as you, who makes changes, could use your powers for evil and not good. The fact
He does.
Absolutely.
You could.
You think you think he's doing good things? What the hell? He just buys up companies and destroys them.
Of course, I would. Yeah, never use them for evil. That's
No, I
crazy.
know. But the way I know that is because you have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You really do.
I
you
try
like,
to.
Yeah, you like laughing. You like to be funny.
I kill me.
Right. No, as opposed to somebody like Zuckerberg, who I'm not even sure is a real boy.
Yeah. I actually love comedy, and actually, you know, like many years ago, I actually was in the audience here and watched your show.
Oh,
so
really?
I've been a long time admirer of your show.
Oh, I'm a big
Oh,
fan
well,
of comedy. Says that he watches Bill Maher. That's the takeaway you can get from Elon Musk talking about comedy. He's such a pro at comedy that he watches Bill Maher for his funnies.
Thank you. Let me get back to you being a genius. Okay, so, but that has always
my
been my
God.
view, is that as I was a
If you watched Lemon Party, you'd get the same effect as this interview.
history major, and when you study
Great.
history, what you realize is that, you know, there's the great man theory, and they talk about kings and princes and queens and presidents. It's really the people in tech who change the world. They're the people who deal the cards. Whether it's fire or electricity, or, for good or bad, or the cotton gin, or the iPhone, or the atom bomb, those are the cards, and the rest of us just play it. Would you agree with that assessment?
I think technology is the thing that causes these big step changes in civilization. So obviously you've got things like, say, the Gutenberg press.
Please tell me that's like a company he bought and not just a title that they're giving him. Techno King. Oh my God. What the fuck? Elon is Techno King of Tesla and has served as our chief. What the fuck does that mean? Elon Musk, CEO is made up title. Prefers Tesla Techno King. He gave that nickname to himself? Oh my God. So fucking annoying. His existence pisses me off.
Before which
Right.
it was very difficult to get books. They were
Yes.
very rare. Even if you had a thirst for knowledge, you really couldn't do anything about it because there were very few books to read. So
What?
and the
Wait, what is he talking about?
very difficult to get books. They were
Yes.
very rare. The good step changes in civilization. So obviously you've got things like, say, the Gutenberg press, before which
Right.
it was very difficult to get books. They were
Yes.
very rare.
The what?
Even if you had a thirst for
Hold on,
knowledge,
sorry,
you so he is the thing that causes these big step changes in civilization. So obviously you've got things like, say, the Gutenberg press, before which
Right.
it was very difficult to get books. They were
Yes.
very rare. Even if you had a thirst for knowledge, you really couldn't do anything about it because there were very
Okay.
few books to read. So and the internet is something beyond the Gutenberg press, I think. But you know, it's when I first saw the internet coming into being in a way that the general public could use it, it felt like the humanity as a whole was developing a nervous system. So previously, the way that information would travel would be by osmosis, one person to another, or one person calling another. But the access to information was very limited. Now with the internet, it's like having a nervous system. It's like any part of
Oh my
humanity has
God,
access to
dude. We
almost
know
all
what the
information
internet
about
is.
humanity. Like you could be in the middle of the Amazon jungle with, say, a Starlink terminal and have access to more information than the president did in 1980.
Right. Well, anything on your phone
Everything.
is
Yeah.
okay. So you are one of these dealers, these people who
What?
deal the cards in
I deal with some memes too.
Yes, you do.
Some.
Oh my God. I deal some memes too. This guy is so fucking cringe, dude. It's so annoying. Like, people who glaze up Elon are so silly because he's like so inarguably just cringe. Like, everybody can see that. They're coping.
So I think a lot of people thought when you bought Twitter that this is kind of an outlier. Like, how does this, what doesn't fit with these
Sure.
other things you're doing? I never thought that. Because I
yeah.
think you're dealing with big civilizational issues and problems.
It is an outlier because it's the one thing that he bought that he didn't want to buy. He did not want to buy Twitter. And every time he goes on these fucking shows with these losers, they glaze him up about his Twitter and about how he's like saving free speech. He did not want to buy Twitter. Let's get this straight. Everybody here. He did not want to buy Twitter. He was forced to buy Twitter. Was Elon Musk forced to buy Twitter? Elon Musk says he was forced to buy Twitter for legal reasons. He was forced by a court to buy Twitter. Okay, so stop glazing him about his Twitter purchase that sucked and how he ruined the website.
And I was right on your page. I think Twitter is one of them. I mean, you have talked about this woke mind virus.
Yes.
In really apocalyptic terms. Yeah. You should explain why you don't think it's hyperbole to say things like it's pushing civilization towards suicide. First of all, what is the woke mind virus?
No shot. They're actually talking about this like in a serious way. Yes, this is very serious. Yes, the woke mind virus. Yeah. It's like they're talking about it like it's a zombie infection or something.
And if we don't deal with this, nothing else can get done. Tell me why you think that.
Yeah, so I think we need to be very cautious about
Hold on, let me tell you about the woke mind virus. Sorry, it's heartbreaking to me what the woke mind virus has done to the people I love.
anything that is anti-meritocratic and anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech. So, you know, those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous.
Every time they say that, dude, it's literally, I'm losing my mind. Like, I swear to God, I have holes in my brain from watching this shit all day, every day. Literally, while I'm at work, I'm watching this shit. While I'm here, I'm watching this shit. I'm watching this shit all day, every day. It's putting fucking holes in my brain. It's not real. This is like it's a skit. This is like a skit somebody would write. What are they sound stupid. You got the two most out of touch people on the fucking planet talking about the woke mind virus. What the hell is this?
Anti-meritocratic. You can't question things. Even the questioning is bad. So, another way to almost synonymous would be cancel culture. And obviously people have tried to cancel you many times.
Many times.
Yeah, I mean,
every week.
Yeah.
From left and right. I've had it from both sides.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
It's almost like you're a loser centrist that no one fucking likes. It's almost like you're a loser centrist that no one fucking likes. And no one is trying to cancel you, Bill. I gotta say this right now. No one's trying to cancel you. They just don't want to fucking watch your show because it's insufferable.
People, you and I are both like in that little group of people. Maybe it's a bigger group now. Yeah. Who are called conservative, who haven't really changed. I don't think of you as a conservative.
I'm definitely, yeah, like
he is a conservative.
I just think of myself as a moderate. So, I mean, at least
being a moderate is just being a conservative for pussies, dude. It's stupid.
I've spent a massive amount of my life energy building sustainable energy. Electric vehicles and batteries and solar and stuff to help save the environment. That's not a, No.
He's not trying to help save the environment. He's doing it for money.
It's not exactly far right.
No, you drew that diagram. You drew that diagram once where you're here. I related to that, and like the world has changed.
Right.
I feel the same way. I feel like very often wokeness is not building on liberalism. It's the opposite of liberalism. I can mention many examples where it's including free speech.
Free speech is actually is extremely important, and it's bizarre that we've come to this point where, free speech used to be a left or liberal value, and yet we see from the in quotes left a desire to actually censor, That seems crazy. I mean, I think we should be extremely...
Yeah, I should be able to say the F slur and the N word. That's what he's saying. He's like, oh yeah, they're trying to censor me. When people on the left are trying to censor you, what they're saying is like somebody's saying something so disgusting and like hate speech. They're like, you shouldn't be hosting that on the internet. But he's framing it as like, oh, like if I'm just making a small critique, then the left just wants to cancel me and silence me. But that's not the case. It's like This is hate speech people are talking about. Like, don't do hate speech. And he's like, you hate free speech, don't you? You hate free speech.
Concerned about anything that undermines the First Amendment. There's a reason for the First Amendment. The First Amendment is because people came from countries where they could not speak freely, and where saying certain things would get you thrown into prison. And they were like, well, we don't want that here. And by the way, in many parts of the world, including parts of the world that people might think are relatively similar to the United States, the speech laws are draconian.
England is quite different.
I won't name any country.
Wait, what?
But
what is he talking about? Am I losing my mind? What is he talking about? He's like, I won't name any countries because I won't name any specifics because there aren't any. What's he talking about? Germany? Guess what? Free speech absolutism does not exist in Germany. You start saying some Nazi shit, you're in huge trouble. And guess what? Here's my hot take. That's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. I do not think that free speech absolutism is a good thing. I do not think morons like loser Musk should be walking around saying fucking stupid shit all the time with his huge, massive following without any consequences. Sorry, I don't think that. I don't care. I don't care about the First Amendment. I don't give a shit. When people are talking about this, I literally will tell you, and I would tell anybody this. If your argument is, but it's in the First Amendment, I will tell you, I do not give a shit. If your only argument is that the First Amendment exists, then you do not have an argument. You are a loser, and you just want to be able to say slurs, okay? That document, I'm not having like a legal discussion, okay? Like, we're talking about modern morality, and you can't base your whole modern morality on the fucking Constitution. Because guess what? The people who wrote the Constitution, not really moral people. By saying that you follow the Constitution word for word, step by step, you are implying that your morality is at the same level as the people who wrote it, okay? And they're not good people. They weren't great people, okay? Hot take. They weren't great people.
England, why are we protecting them? They have no First Amendment. It's very easy to prove libel in England, whereas here it's almost...
I love England, but...
Yeah, you too, but I wouldn't want to say the wrong thing. Or
yes,
you could be sued easier. There are law in France. I think if you deny the Holocaust, which I think is abhorrent, but I also think it should be part of free speech.
Right.
You can be...
What? Excuse me? Can you not do that right now? No. Sorry, we're in the middle of something. Did he just say that he think it should be legal to deny the Holocaust? No, Bill Maher did. He said in France that it is illegal to deny the Holocaust, and he doesn't think that that should be how it is. He says that he thinks it should be protected by free speech. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, these guys are just morons. They're literally here. Like, if they're like jerking each other off. They just love it so much. It's fine. Elon Musk also said that he's a big fan of comedy, and that's why he watches Bill Maher's show, which is like probably the most unfunny show of all time. Well, he is a comedian, but it's not funny. It's stupid. Okay, it's fine.
Thrown into jail. Okay, so this...
I really can't emphasize this enough. We must protect free speech. And free speech only matters, it's only relevant when it's someone you don't like saying something you don't like. Because obviously speech that you like is,
yes,
that's easy. So it's the thing about censorship is that, sure, for those who would advocate it, just remember, at some point, that will be turned on you.
Sometimes he kind of talks like a little kid that thinks he's smart, but he's really not. He goes, remember, if you're saying that you like censorship, remember that at some point it will turn on to you. as well. Wittily.
This woke mind virus.
Stop
How
saying
did it
that.
start? Was it bats? Was it a escape from a lab? I mean, what is your assessment of what? Because it's fairly recent. Why? How did it start and why?
I was trying to figure out where it's coming from. I think it's actually been a long time brewing. In that it's, I think it's been going on for a while.
I'm gonna let this run. I'm gonna grab something to drink really quick.
The amount of indoctrination that's happening in schools and universities is, I think, far beyond what parents realize. And I sort of came to realize this somewhat late. The experience that we had in high school and college is not the experience that kids today are having, and hasn't been for, I don't know, 10 years, maybe 20 years. So.
Aren't parents themselves also a big part of the problem?
Well, I suppose in some cases that parents, but I think like the parents are just generally not aware of what their kids are being taught, or what they're not being taught.
But they're letting the kids think that they're equal.
I mean, what?
Yeah, let me give you an example that a friend of mine told me, which
what does that mean?
Daughters go to college go to high school in the Bay Area, and he was asking them, like, well, so who are the first few presidents of the United States? They could name Washington, and I said, well, what do you know about him? Well, he was a slave owner. What else?
Right. Exactly.
Nothing.
Right.
I'm like, okay, maybe you should know more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so pathetic, dude. That's not true. It's two guys just lying to each other. And like I've talked about this before too. That's literally such like a conservative move. Like that's how conservatives argue things all the time. They go, I actually know, like, remember the litter box situation? They always go, oh, I know somebody who was talking to someone who said that this is happening. This is something that's real and it's happening. And then everybody goes, oh my God, it's real and it's happening because this person's friend of a friend says it's happening. It's not real. That's not real. He's like, yeah, actually, the American public school system has gone woke. All of the textbooks have been changed to woke books, and they only learned that George Washington was not in fact slay. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? You're making that up. Like, these things have not changed drastically since I was in high school, and we spent a long time learning about George Washington. Not that I can tell you anything about him because it's been a long time since I've been in high school, and I do not give a fuck about U.S. history. I don't really. I don't give a fuck about George Washington. I don't care. Gravy, you owe your goddamn freedom to that man. You owe your goddamn freedom to that man. You start caring about George Washington.
That is the woke mind virus, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like slavery is obviously a horrific institution, but we should still know more about George Washington than that.
And by the way, one that was practiced all over the world forever, since the beginning of time, by every race, including people of color. I'm sorry to tell you that.
You're right. So it was actually good, Bill. You're right.
It's huge in the Bible.
Absolutely. So
Bible loves it.
Really?
Yes.
I do also have to point this out because when this topic gets brought up, this is oftentimes glazed over, especially by people like this, like these guys. Slavery still exists in the United States under the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. It is legal to enslave people as a punishment for a crime, and they still do it. To this day, it is legal. It happens a lot. Actually, in fact, just this past midterms, like there was legislation on multiple states' cards that were to abolish slavery in the prison system, to change the language so slavery wasn't legal anymore. This year, They're like, yeah, I think maybe the slavery stuff should get out of here. And in the state that I'm in Oregon, it barely passed. It barely passed. Like 45% of people were like, I like slavery. Yeah, we'll keep the slavery stuff. What the fuck?
Like, don't take someone else's slave and that kind of thing.
Right, but no one ever says just don't do it.
Yeah, they don't. At no point does it say slavery is bad in the Bible.
No.
They do not condemn it at all. They just so it's.
But Twitter is not doing bad, right? I mean, I saw today.
Yes, it is.
That Tucker Carlson recently fired. You were just on his show and he lost his job, so I hope this isn't an omen.
Yeah.
But
hopefully,
what are you, the angel of death? You go
no, exactly. I'm not the typhoid Mary of talk shows. But for some reason, people just get fired after.
His rant yesterday or today on Twitter.
Yesterday or something. Or
it did more than every cable news monologue or something like that. Is that right?
What?
Well, Twitter has a tremendous audience. So there's 250 million people that spend an average of half an hour a day on Twitter. So it's about 120 to 130 million user hours per day, and it's been increasing. So
I don't think that's true.
We did nothing special whatsoever. I learned about it afterwards that he'd posted something on Twitter. So it's just that Twitter has a lot of people's attention. And it tends to be the people that are that read a lot or are interested in current events and generally are.
Yeah, too bad I can't see any of those current events anymore because
tweet are the same
you
people,
changed
right?
it so that nobody with just a regular account can tweet something and be seen by people. It's fucking horrible. What he did to Twitter was horrible.
Actually tweet as opposed to just reading it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've read this many times, that's a very, very small percentage of the people on Twitter. And it seems like, see, here's why I don't tweet anymore, because you may be the mayor of Tweet Town now.
Yeah, I'm mayor of Tweet Town. And we're getting a cap with that.
And I'm glad, and I like it that the mayor likes my jokes. But the reason I don't do it anymore is because the mob of Mean Girls is still there. And that has not changed.
No,
it's too easy to get canceled.
He's saying that the criticism that he receives on Twitter is too much for him. The criticism that he gets for saying stupid shit on Twitter is too much for him. He's a baby. He's a snowflake.
Them off. They're so nuts, these kids. I feel like I'm walking on a roof with a blindfold. I could fall off any time.
Yeah.
Now, that was the most innocuous thing, but it's like, I said George Washington was a great president. Oh, how dare you?
Yeah, exactly. It had some flaws, but
so how do you fix that?
He's instrumental in the
Mr. Mayor?
creation of the United States. So you have to say, like, what does canceled mean? I mean, yes, people.
It means nothing. It doesn't exist.
That's just going to increase engagement. So I would just ignore it.
Well, that's easy for you because they can't take your job away or any of your main 10 jobs, but they could take mine, and they did once, by the way.
What? What is he talking about? Yeah, the woke mob can decide if I'm employed or not. What? What does that mean?
Yeah.
So,
okay, well, fair.
I was like literally canceled. I mean, like the show is canceled.
That's because it sucks, Bill.
At Congress the other day, talking with Chuck Schumer about AI. I'm very interested in this because you've been on this for years. I've always thought you were right about this. I think you're right about almost everything. I mean, let's have more babies and raise them on Mars. I don't get that, but okay.
Well, I just think we should be cautious about civilizational decline and we have plummeting birth rates most places. Yeah.
Right, and also plummeting resources. I mean,
resources will be fine.
But they're not fine.
I know a lot about
They're not fine now.
No, look, I'm not suggesting complacency. We do want to move to a sustainable energy economy as quickly as possible, but we're not in any danger of resource collapse.
But lots of people don't have enough food or water. Water, we will run out of water. They're running out of sand.
No, Earth is 70% water by surface area.
But you can't drink that.
But desalination is absurdly cheap.
Why don't we do it then?
We do it. It is done.
You have a lot of free time.
It is done.
There is a lot of this is so stupid because like I hate to be siding with Bill Maher right now because I fucking hate Bill Maher, but But he's like, yeah, I don't think that you're right on this, Elon. And he's like, no, I'm correct. No, I think that that's not right. He's like, yeah, no, it worked. Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. You shouldn't worry about it. I'm not worried about it.
Nation done.
Okay,
there's plenty of water. This is not an issue. I want to be clear.
All right. So, but let's.
It is an issue. It is an issue. What are you talking about? He's just lying. What the fuck? This is so funny because it's not even like he has like points. He's just like, no, I don't. He's just like, no, that's not. No. Yeah, no, I know about these things. Nah, it's fine. It's like you have probably plenty enough water, but not everybody does.
AI, because like you were on this tip 10 years ago.
Drain the ocean.
And I always thought he's right. Why? Because I've seen too many movies. Everything that happens in movies that happens in real life. And you know, if you make things that are way smarter than you, why wouldn't they become your overlords? So what did you say to Chuck Schumer, and what are we doing about this? I know you want to pause in AI because just in the last 6 months with ChatGPT, which came from a company you started.
Yes. Well, I mean, a friend of mine has a sort of modification of Occam's razor. So instead of the simplest thing being the most likely, the most ironic outcome is the most likely.
Right. Right. Yes.
So, with respect to AI, I just think we should have some sort of regulatory oversight. So, for anything that is a danger to the public, if it's sort of aircraft, cars, food and drug and whatnot, we've got some regulatory oversight, like a referee, essentially, and making sure that companies don't cut corners. So I think that if one agrees that AI is a potential risk to the public, then there should be some regulatory body that oversees what companies are doing so that they don't cut corners and potentially...
Yeah, he's like, food and water shortage does not exist. Not real. AI taking over, happening currently. We must regulate it. What? This guy is so fucking stupid, dude. Like, people are like, this guy's smart. This guy's smart to me. People all over the world go, this guy is smart to me. Imagine that one.
To do something very dangerous. That's... Yeah.
And if we don't do something... Lay out a scenario for me in the next 2, 5, 10 years if nothing is done, because we're very good at doing nothing, especially when it comes in the way of profit, and this is a big profit engine now for companies. They're going to want to just compete with each other. I mean, there are people like Ray Kurzweil who doesn't think it's a problem at all.
Actually, Ray Kurzweil's prediction for artificial superintelligence is 2029. He's not far wrong.
Right. But he doesn't think it's a problem.
I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind.
Hawking think it's a problem.
I had to hear my friend talk about how smart he was all the time. I'm so sorry you had a very unsmart friend. I'll say it nicely. I'm so sad that you had to listen to your very unsmart friend talk to you all the time.
It depends. If some people want to live forever or for a much longer period of time, and they see AI as the only way to, or digital superintelligence as the only thing that can figure out how to get them to live forever, I think Kurzweil is in that category. So he would prefer to have AI, artificial general intelligence, than not, because he can figure out longevity.
Actually, the only reason why people support AI is because they want to live forever. What? Oh my God.
So are you optimistic? I read in your Rolling Stone article back in the day that you said you can never be happy unless you're in love.
Well, you can be half happy, I suppose. There's two things.
He's about to have a divorced dad moment. What's up, Shattercap? How we doing today? What's going on? Welcome in.
Be most happy if you're happy in love and you love your work. Then you'll be, I think, fully happy. If you lack either of those two, if you have one of those two things, be half happy. Roughly.
I feel like the theme in a lot of your works are connected.
This guy, you could see the sadness in his eyes. He said, "Grimes, come back, please. I miss you." Boring day. What was so boring about it? Did nothing happen today?
All these different things is connecting. Like you want to connect things. You know, you want to connect on.
Yeah, I didn't hear about anything interesting happening today on the online space.
Even
Connect 4.
I was in bed all day watching TV.
That game.
What?
Connect 4. You know, we get the.
But,
Sorry, this is a comedy, right? You know, gotta throw some comedy in there.
okay. But
He's so good at comedy.
it's hard for you.
I'm
because
literally
it's,
dying, bro. I'm wheezing. He's so good at comedy.
when you bought Twitter, you're kind of doing what you did when you took over, when you started Tesla. You lived at the factory, right? I feel like that's your pattern.
Yeah,
You
you
get
did
into
exactly
this
what you
thing,
did when
and
you
then
bought
gotta
Tesla.
live
You
at
just
the
made it
factory to
worse.
Make it work. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've been back you moved to Texas, then you went back up to San Francisco because of Twitter.
I was living in the library of Twitter for a while. Yes, I think things are reasonably stabilized right now. It was.
He makes the world
just
worse.
on the fast track to bankruptcy.
He somehow makes Bill Maher's show worse. And it already fucking sucks.
So I had to take drastic action. There wasn't any choice.
Right, I'm just saying it's hard for a woman.
Yeah.
To like when the guy lives at the factory.
Yes.
That could be a stumbling block. But
yes, overall, with my concern with Twitter was it is somewhat of the digital town square, and it's important that there be both the reality and perception of trust for a wide range of viewpoints, and there was a lot of censorship going on.
Yeah, they're so smart.
And we sort of uncovered a lot of that with the Twitter files.
They're so smart. They just pulled themselves up by their bootstraps with millions and millions of pop-ups money.
I mean, it seems that that's got to be a constitutional violation, what was going on there. But
What?
And I can, since
It's a private company. They can do whatever they want.
Detect that like something's not right here, and so that's really why I did the acquisition. It wasn't because I thought this was an easy way to make money or something like that.
That's why I did the acquisition, not because I was forced to by a court of law. Yeah, I did the acquisition because I wanted to make the world a better place, and I wanted to preserve the sanctity of the First Amendment, not because I was forced to. Because he was forced to.
Being mayor of Tweet Town, or whatever, is definitely like there's a lot of arrows pointed at you, like flying at you.
Of course. But you seem to handle that okay. I hope you do, because look, I mean, geniuses are going to be a little quirky sometimes, but your heart is always in the right place. You were trying to fix this world. And look, I could talk to you forever. We can't today. I'd love to get high with you. I know a great place to do it. But I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. I know you have a lot of choices and places you can go. Thank you, Elon Musk, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank God it's over. Oh, thank God it's over. Elon Musk made a coup in Bolivia, and the people don't talk about it, the media. I mean, I haven't heard of that, but I mean, sure. Here, let's Google it. Let's see. Elon Musk coup in Bolivia. Billionaire Tesla owner Elon Musk has come under fire after welcoming last year's overthrow of Bolivian President Evo Morales in what was seen as a bid to obtain the country's lithium reserves. Yeah, cool. Fucking awesome. It's just so fucking stupid, dude. It's like, I just hate people so much. I hate this guy. I hate that guy. I hate Twitter's ruined. Everything sucks. Yada, yada, yada. You know, we've all heard it. We've all heard it. It's okay. You know what? We made it through. We made it through the whole interview, and we only got mildly fucking rage baited.